I'm with Neil Shoebridge on the back of the 1-0 defeat to Asfordby. At this point, I think that's like the last of my concerns is how you pronounce this town's name. 3 great games have come in the past few weeks, and it seems to have all gone after today's performance. What do you make of it all?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't rise to the performance levels that's required. We've done really well the last few weeks. The gaffer's building something really, really good. And tonight, unfortunately, we didn't get up to that level of performance. And
it's a case of like, I could look at all the negatives on our end, but it seemed to be a case of they scored that thunderous goal in the first few minutes, and then they spent the rest of the game sitting back and just letting us tire ourselves out. Do you agree with that concept?
Well, there wasn't a lot of quality in the game. And it also wasn't helped by the quality of the performance of the man in the middle. One piece of quality from the guy that scored the goal. Unfortunately, we should have defended it way better than we did, and that maybe typifies the performance, unfortunately. And I don't think they really wanted to threaten too much after that. They employed the same sort of tactics that most teams would do by running down the clock, feigning injuries, etc., etc.
And it was an incredibly physical game today. It was like a lot of fouls on both sides.
Yes.
Their entire plan seemed to be kind of pressuring us and just getting the ball off us and kicking it out. One of the ones I want to point out though was that we were missing Jevon Seaton today, who is a well-known player in the league because of his physicality. Do you agree that we actually really missed him come the 90th minute?
Well, the thing that we've had also the last few weeks is we've had continuity in terms of certainly the starting 11. Jevon not fit enough to play today. Jimmy involved in a university game. So that means that the gaffer's got to swap things around a little bit. But, we've got 8 games in March, and you need a big squad. And this gives opportunities for others to step up to the plate. I liked the young lad that came on, Dolores.
Yeah, Dolores.
Yeah. He looks a quality lad, and I'd like to see more of him. But we had to swap and change things around. Joe went in the sin bin for 10 minutes for I really don't know what. And we're in the ascendancy of that stage, but then we've got 10 men for 10 minutes, and you've got to alter your structure to make sure that you don't concede another goal. So that's 10 minutes gone out of the game, and then you've got to recharge and go again.
And it's like one of these things where I could focus on the poor performances and the negatives that take from it, but this league has proven time and time again that you can't get complacent, you can never settle for anything before game's begun. But more importantly is, if you focus on the negatives, you're just going to cause frustration and anger and a split in the squad.
Yeah.
So I want to look at the good things, which, not a lot, but there were some. And one of the few that I want to look at is Craig Meakin is unfortunately getting older in age. He's slowly reaching the point where retirement is looking closer and closer. I don't know about you, but I have never seen that man run so quickly as he did throughout that game. Do you think he is kind of proving to all the youngsters out there that you can keep going for as long as you want?
Yeah, I mean, you need a mixture in any team, any squad, of the older, more experienced players and the younger players who should be the ones that have got the legs. If I want my central midfield player, I don't want him playing out on the left wing. I don't want him overlapping. I don't want him coming back onto the back line. I want him being at the fulcrum of things that are happening in the middle of the park, and getting players in, getting people like Josh in. Josh had a lot of the ball in the first half, did some really good things with it. We didn't get any end product. He really didn't get a lot of ball in the second half.
And the only other thing I want to look at before I go talk about our next games, because I wanted this one to go in the past as fast as possible, we got a large amount of corners and free kicks in this game. A case of Asfordby's fouls and just their harsh way of playing.
Yeah.
For once, it seemed like every single set piece and every single dead ball just couldn't find a Radford player's head. Do you think there was a reason for that?
There was a mixture of quality. Some was quality. Some not so good. Pressure's difficult, when you're pushing in the last 5 or 10 minutes to try and at least get a point out of the game. Sometimes the quality disappears, and it gets frustrating. The frustration spreads throughout the team. But I thought that in the first half, in particular, Junaidin was taking some dead ball deliveries, and we got to do better. We've got 4 or 5 big lads, and we need to do better. Not just in this game tonight, but in any game. We've got lads of 6'2", 6'3". If we put it in the right areas, we're going to score goals. We don't score enough goals from set pieces for me.
And unfortunately, we all seem to concede quite a few from them as well. Up next is a home game against Southall, which should be a game that will have a good result, but you can't tell with this league anymore. You can't tell anything.
No, you can't.
Full-time whistle goes.
No. I mean, we beat Southall quite comfortably on August Bank Holiday Monday from memory. We played really well in that game. They'll be wanting to put that right, like every team in this league does. So nothing's a gimme. As soon as we get our performance level back to where it needs to be, we'll start winning again. But as I said earlier, we've got 8 games in this month. We've got 6 to go now, and they're coming thick and fast. So if your performance level's there, you'll do well. If your performance level isn't there, you won't.